Hello book friends, and welcome to my final book haul of 2025. Today I am here to share the books and book related items that I received for Christmas. So grab yourself a cuppa and let us get into this quite big stack of books. Hello, I'm Jen and welcome back to my reading life. And we are here today to find out what I received for Christmas, both from my family and friends, as well as some of you who so generously sent me gifts in the mail. I so appreciate it. But we are going to dive into everything right now. I have a lot to get through. First up, I want to share my new mug. This was from my husband. It says tea, books, and Oxford commas. If you don't know what the Oxford comma is, it is the comma after the second object in a sentence, right before the and, so that it helps to give clarity to what you are talking about. And I love the Oxford comma. I'm a big proponent of it, and I love my new mug. Let me take a quick sip and let us get into this book haul. As I mentioned, I so generously received some gifts from some of my lovely viewers and book friends, and I thought I would start off by sharing those with you. First up, I want to share this beautiful book that my lovely viewer Joni sent to me. This is Audrey Hepburn, The Illustrated World of a Fashion Icon by Megan Hess. Look at that gorgeous cover. And this is a beautifully illustrated book, which has just all of illustrations of Audrey and just little tidbits about her life and her legacy. And just, I'm so thrilled to have this in my Audrey Hepburn book collection. I can't wait to read through this and look at all of the lovely illustrations and all the little tidbits about her. Thank you so much, Joni. I absolutely adore this. And then another of my viewers who has become a bookish friend sent me a collection of winter mystery short stories from the British Library Crime Classics. And the lovely Susan sent me Crimson Snow. And of course, this is just what it says it is. It is a collection of winter mysteries. And I am so thrilled to have this in my collection. I think I am going to start dipping into this in January. I probably won't finish it then. I think I will just savor it and enjoy it over the next coming wintry months. And thank you so much, Susan. I am so thrilled to have this book now as part of my British Library Crime Classics collection. So very much looking forward to this one. And then next up, my dear friend Jacqueline sent me a few things. She had found a few extra copies of books that I have been wanting to add to my collection, and so she sent those to me. First up, she sent me The Old Bank House by Angela Thirkell, and this is part of Angela Thirkell's Barsetshire series, and I am so thrilled to have this one to add to my ever-growing collection of her books. It is a goal of mine in 2026 to keep working my way through this very long series, but so thrilled to have this one. And then she also sent me, of course, the lovely Susan Branch. I only am missing a couple of her books from my collection, and one of them is Girlfriends Forever. And so Jacqueline so nicely sent me her extra copy, and I'm so thrilled to have this in my collection. It is full of Susan's charming illustrations, and it's full of quotes and reminiscences about friendship and recipes, and I cannot wait to look through this. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And then Jacqueline also sent me this lovely bookmark. It is so cute. It is a spoon that has been turned into a bookmark. It says, "Drink tea, read books, be happy." And then it has a little teacup icon. Can you see that down there? Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. Love this. So fun, so lovely. I will link to the Etsy shop where Jacqueline found this, so if you want to go and check out these spoon bookmarks, I just think that's so clever. So thank you so much, Jacqueline. I am thrilled to have all of these in my life. Oh, Jacqueline also sent me a bunch of tea. some of the Tetley British blends that you can no longer get. She sent me a few more bags of those. I'm so thrilled. I am actually drinking the Lady Clarence tea today, which was the winner of my tea advent calendar tasting, and she sent me a few others. So thank you, Jacqueline. I have added those teas to my stash, and I will be trying to savor some of them and trying some new ones that I haven't tried before. So that is going to be fun. Thank you, Jacqueline. You are just the sweetest. And then my final gift came from one of my bookish friends. She so generously sent me such a lovely package in the mail. Melissa, thank you so much for all of these goodies. She sent me so many good things. She sent me these adorable little teacup note cards. So lovely. Can't wait to send out some snail mail on these this coming year. And then she sent me this adorable curl up and read cat bookmark. What could be more perfect for me? I can't wait to put this to good use. Love it. And then she sent me a lovely package of holiday teas from Harney & Sons. This is the Gingerbread Festival and the Holiday Black Spiced Tea. Very much looking forward to trying these. I know they say holiday, but I think these would be perfect for just general wintertime tea drinking, which is how I'm planning to drink them. So add this to my tea collection. And then she sent me the most beautiful reading journal, or book journal, it says. This is from Rifle Paper Company, who also made that adorable cat bookmark that I showed you. But look at this gorgeous journal. I love that it has some of my very favorite books on the cover. It has Persuasion, Anne of Green Gables, Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice, Little Women, and Emma. I mean, just look at that. And this is such a lovely, lovely journal. It has, I think, about 5 or 6 different sections. Oh, first, let me show you the end papers. It's got this cute little reading list, little like library card, and then it comes with a beautiful matching bookmark in this cute little sleeve. I love little details like this. So cute. And then again, there are, looks like 6 sections. So you have books to read, a reading log, books borrowed, books lent out, book reviews, and reading notes. I cannot wait to get this set up for 2026. By the time you're watching this, I should already have this set up, but thank you so much, Melissa. This is the most beautiful journal I think I've ever seen. I love it, I love it, I love it. And then when Melissa was on my lovely friend Meg's podcast, Meg's Reading Room, Meg mentioned this book, and Melissa had a copy of it, and she so generously sent it to me because I said I wanted to read it, and that is Perestroika in Paris by Jane Smiley. And this is about a racehorse at a racetrack west of Paris, and one afternoon she finds the door of her stall open, and she wanders her way into the City of Light. And she meets a dog while she's there, and she gains 2 more friends, 2 irrepressible ducks and an opinionated raven. And then she meets a human boy, Etienne, and discovers a new otherworldly part of Paris. And it sounds like it takes place near Christmas time, and some unlikeliest of friendships bloom. I am here for this. This sounds so good, and I can't wait to get into this one. And then lastly, she sent me this wonderful cookbook. This is the Little Women cookbook. How gorgeous is this? So excited to have this. I cannot wait to get into some of these recipes. One of my goals for 2026 is to try some new recipes, to bake some new things. I think I'm going to try to teach myself to bake bread in my Dutch oven. If anyone has a bread recipe that you can do in a Dutch oven, please let me know. But there's all kinds of recipes with gorgeous photographs, and they're all related to the March family and to the characters in Little Women. Thank you, Melissa, so much. I'm so thrilled to have all of these lovely gifts in my life. Next up, I'm going to share the books and bookish items that I received from my family for Christmas. And I think I'll start off with the book-related items, and then we will end with the stack of books that I received. First up, my husband got me a remote control for my Kindle, and I am so excited to get this set up and use it. I am going to test it out while reading Penny Plain for the Cozy Reader Book Club in January on my Kindle. So very much excited. Does anyone else have one of these? I'm just thrilled. I think it will be fun to be able to like curl up under my blanket and not have to take my hands out from under the blanket and just use the remote to turn the pages. Doesn't that sound lovely in the wintertime? Love this. Next up, I received this cozy pair of, they're actually called reading socks. It says full-length reading socks with faux Sherpa lining. I will have the links to everything that I can link down in the description box below, so if there's something you want to go check out. But these are so cozy warm. As you can see, they do have a faux shearling lining. So soft and cozy. I've already been using them, and they have little grippies on the bottom, so that's nice because then I can just walk around the house. We have hardwood floors throughout quite a bit of our downstairs, so it's nice to be able to walk around in these and not slip around when I need to go make myself another cup of tea or get myself a snack while I'm reading. But these are going to be getting a lot of use and a lot of wear this winter season and anytime it's chilly out. And then next up, I'm so excited about this. This looks so fun, and this is a game, and it is called A Place for All My Books. And it says the cozy game of gathering, organizing, and admiring good books. So you can play this, I think, solo, or you can play it with other people. I'm just going to read you what it says on the back. It says, A Place for All My Books is a puzzly book gathering, sorting, and organizing game where players arrange stacks of books in different rooms of their apartment as personal projects. When done, they can admire their accomplishments and gain their rewards, not least of which is renewed energy. And they can then spend that social battery to brave heading out into the village to pick up more books. And then it has some pictures of what the game looks like inside. I think this is going to be so much fun. I don't think there could be a more perfect game for me. Isn't this amazing? Look, there's a cat, there's tea, there's stacks and stacks of books. That's me right there, wearing all the cozy, comfy things and rearranging my books. I'm actually planning to rearrange this bookshelf this weekend. So if the next time I'm filming this looks different, it's because I'm going to move some things around in here, I think. I love to rearrange books. I don't know why. There's reading books, there's buying books, and then I feel like there's organizing books. And I enjoy all three of those hobbies. And now let's get into all of the books I received from my family for Christmas. And first up is a mystery that is set at the holiday season, which I have already read. And that is Murder at Holly House by Denzil Merrick. And this is the first book, I believe, in a series which stars Inspector Frank Grasby. And he is sent to this small Yorkshire village. And because he has kind of messed up in his detecting career, and so his boss has sent him off to a village in the middle of nowhere. And then when he gets there, there is a body found in a chimney at like the local manor house, and then another person is killed, and so Frank has to figure out what is going on. I will say, I enjoyed it. It was a perfectly good mystery. I won't say it's the best mystery I've ever read. I felt like it got a little convoluted. It turned into almost kind of like a spy thriller, except without the action you expect from a spy thriller novel. And I don't know, it didn't wholly work for me, but it was a good read for while I was sick during and after Christmas, and it was just light and not very taxing to read. So I recommend it if you want a mystery where it doesn't expect too much of you. I'd say that's the best way to describe this. I also don't think it's super Christmassy, even though it's set right in the lead up to Christmas. I think this cover is a little bit deceptive. It gives it much more Christmassy vibes than I think it actually has, but a good mystery. I'm glad I read it. Little sneak preview of my December wrap up there. And then next are 3 more books that my son and husband gifted me for Christmas. And first up is Standard Deviation by Katherine Heine. And I love Early Morning Riser. It's one of my favorite books. It was pressed into my hands by the owner of our local independent bookstore who said it was a read-alike for Laurie Colwin. And I very much agree with that. It definitely felt like a modern day Laurie Colwin novel. And so I have been wanting to read more by Katherine Heine, and I just haven't, it's just what happens sometimes. So I'm excited to give this one a try. It says, Graham Kavanaugh divorced his first wife to marry his girlfriend Audra, a woman as irrepressible as she is irresistible. And Graham soon learns that Audra's spontaneity and sense of whimsy can also be exhausting. And it says that Audra is determined to establish a friendship with Graham's first wife. Graham doesn't understand why exactly Audra is so keen to bond with the woman he used to share a bed with. After all, former spouses are hard to categorize. Are they enemies, ghosts from the past, or just people you know really, really well but don't love anymore? And so I think we're going to find out what goes on in this sort of triangle of these 3 people. And this was Katherine Heine's debut novel, so I'm very curious to read this and see what it's like. But yes, sounds like a good kind of domestic, relationship-centric novel. Yes, so very curious to read this and see if I like it as much as Early Morning Riser. And then next up is a book of short stories that I'm so excited to have in my book collection, and that is Dorothy L. Sayers' The Complete Stories. So this includes both the Lord Peter Wimsey short stories as well as others that Dorothy L. Sayers wrote. She has some Montague Egg stories, so I guess Montague Egg is another maybe detective of hers, and then she has, it sounds like, quite a few other just standalone short stories. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I think this might just be a book that I, put on my bedside table and just read a short story when I'm kind of in the mood for that, or, as a palate cleanser between other reads. So very much looking forward to this. And I think now I might have all of Dorothy L. Sayers' books in my collection. I'll have to double check, but I'm very, very close to having everything that she's written and having read almost everything she's written. And then finally, I received one more holiday book, and this one is going at the very top of next year's, or this year's, I should say. By the time you're watching this video, it is now 2026. I'm going to read this in December of this year, and that is A Red Bird Christmas by Fanny Flagg. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. So many of you have said how wonderful it is, and I love Fanny Flagg. So this is a Christmas story of faith and hope for all ages, and it is deep in the southernmost part of Alabama. Along the banks of a lazy winding river lies the sleepy little community known as Lost River, a place that time itself seems to have forgotten. So it sounds like our main character, Oswald T. Campbell, has gotten a startling diagnosis from his doctor. So he has left Chicago and has come down to Lost River. And there he meets the postman who delivers mail by boat, the store owner who nurses a broken heart, the ladies of the Mystic Order of the Royal Polka Dots secret society who do clandestine good works. And he meets a little red bird named Jack, who is at the center of this tale of a magical Christmas when something so amazing happens that those who witness it will never forget it. Very much looking forward to this one. I'm so thrilled. This hardcover edition is so beautiful. So yay. So glad this is now a part of my holiday book collection. And then I have 2 final books that my mom gifted to me. She did say there's one more book coming, but it's been delayed. It's not going to be here till January. So I have one more little book coming my way, so that's always exciting. But first up, she purchased for me Not at Home by Doris Langley Moore, and of course this is part of Dean Street Press's Furrowed Middlebrow imprint. And this one takes place at the end of World War II, and residents are flooding back to London, and there's a housing shortage. And we have Eleanor McFerrin, a middle-aged spinster, botanical writer, and collector of prints and objets d'art, Stewart, decides to rent part of her house to Antonia Banks, whose American husband is with the occupation forces in Europe. When Miss McFerrin prefers to live alone, Mrs. Banks seems a perfect tenant. She admires Miss McFerrin's beautiful things, promises quiet and care, and seems an ideal homemaker. Inevitably, however, it's not so easy. And so it sounds like we follow along in the relationship between these two women. So cannot wait to get to this one. Sounds lovely. I do love a post-World War II story. I think that's a very interesting time period in England. So looking forward to that one. And then next up, I had put this book on my wish list because when I read the Montmoret trilogy by Michelle Cooper, she included in the trilogy some real life people because it takes place during World War II. And so the family, the Fitzosborne family, they come into contact with some other wealthy and royalty in England and the prime minister. And so one of the people, or a few of the people that they come into contact with, are the Kennedys. And one of them is Kik Kennedy. And she was such a fascinating character in the Montmoret journals that I wanted to read more about the real life woman behind this character. And so I saw that Paula Byrne had written a book about Kik Kennedy. So this is Kik Kennedy, the true story of JFK's sister and the heir to Chatsworth. And so she marries a Brit. He's the heir apparent of the Duke of Devonshire and Chatsworth. And their marriage only lasted a few months, and then her husband was killed in combat. And then Kik actually died when she was only 28 years old. The Kennedys, they're just the most cursed family. It's really astounding. She was killed in a plane crash. If that isn't prescient, I don't know what is. But very much looking forward to learning more about Kik Kennedy. She just seemed so full of life in the Montmoret books, and I'm excited to learn more about the real woman. And that will do it. That is my very large holiday book haul. I feel so very spoiled. Thank you everyone who so generously sent me gifts and cards and books and all of these lovely things. And thank you, of course, to my family, my husband and my son and my mom for all of the lovely books and bookish gifts. I just feel very blessed, and I'm so excited to have all these wonderful books now in my collection. I would love to chat with you all down in the comments. What did you all receive for the holidays? Is there a book or a book-related item that you are really excited about to now have in your possession? Let us share all of our bookish holiday gifts down in the comments below. And if you're here but you don't have anything you'd like to add, but you'd like to leave a comment because they really do help my channel, why don't you leave a gift emoji, since that's what we're talking about, or books, a stack of books and a gift for a gifted book haul. Leave those emojis. I really love seeing them. And as I said, they do help my channel, as do likes and also now hypes. If you're on the YouTube mobile app, you can swipe through the little box that has comments. There are also hypes in there. If you tap on that, that just helps my videos get a little more exposure from YouTube, and I so appreciate it. And if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you do so and join my bookish community. Thank you all so much for all of your support this past year. It has been fantastic. Next week coming up, I am going to have both my wrap up of my 2025 reading, and also I'm going to have a video coming out where I'm going to talk about my plans for 2026, what my reading goals are. Or do I have any reading goals? You're going to find out. So I hope you come back next week. And until then, I wish you a very happy new year. And of course, happy reading. Bye.